Welcome everybody to Unpopular Reviews Money in the Bank review show. And we got the Edge Glasses over here. Hey, hey, ho, ho, part dual, the executive consultant. We got with us down there, Mr. Stefan or Raquel, not really is what we call him. And you already know who I am, Mike Knoxxx. But with 3 X's because frankly, like the past weekend in wrestling, damn it, I am hardcore. What's going on today, fellas?
Good. It was a great day of Money in the Bank. I really enjoyed this pay-per-view, so I'm really excited to talk about it.
This premium live event. You got to get it right now, people. It's no longer a pay-per-view. If I can't call it circuit television, okay,
I'm gonna take a line from my old partner Barbara and say if I am paying to view it, it is a pay-per-view. So I'm gonna go with that.
No, I'm gonna tell you why that. I'm gonna tell you why that makes zero sense here. Mike, no, hear it out. Hear out the mind of a wrestling fan. Jesus. The mind says a pay-per-view you pay for individually. A premium live event, you're already paying for it every month anyway. So it's an event that comes on your premium subscription, is where the name, hence premium live event. So tell your friend to tell a friend, come on in the Unpopular Review, baby. We're talking Money in the Freakin Bank. And guys, I gotta say this, for a Saturday afternoon on the 4th of July weekend, I didn't have shit else to do anyway. So I enjoyed the pay-per-view today so far. Executive consultant, jump in here any second now. So far, just to talk about the overall experience of today's show, talk about winners and losers in a second. What did you think about the event today?
You know, I really think that WWE has just like found their formula, and you know, you might want to say it's Triple H. You know, I make the joke when something good happens to WWE as far as booking, they say it's Triple H. When something bad happens, it's Vince McMahon. They can't make up their mind who's running the stuff. But not for nothing, I think WWE has really found their niche as far as premium live events. Really, for the past 2 years, it increases every single PLE to a certain extent. Do I think this is better than WrestleMania? No, but I do think this was a very entertaining premium live event from beginning to finish. And we're going to talk about it. I mean, it was just a spectacular event, and I encourage all of you all to join us as we talk about it.
Stefan, just looking back, if not giving anything away yet, we're going to run this card down the way, you know, they pretty much ran up my bank account. What did you think about the Money in the Bank event on this Saturday afternoon?
I definitely agree with Chris. They found a formula that definitely works for them, and this event was no different than events of the past 2 years. I mean, in the press conference, Triple H said this is the highest gate that they've had ever for WWE. That's a huge statement made by the European crowd that was out there tonight, by the fans that invested in it, by the people that are purchasing the premium live subscriptions to have these PLEs. So I really enjoyed it, and I'm excited to talk about it.
Well, you know what? And that's to be said. Like he's saying, the gate was the loudest in the stadium gate, which means when I heard him say that, I said, "Damn, they must have raised them prices." Okay,
that's exactly what I'm saying. Inflation is real.
It's real because I've been in stadiums with more than 19,000, and if that broke it, damn, the price of shit in England costs a lot.
Yeah, how much gas costs over there? WWE doesn't have the bargain prices that they used to have a while ago, where you can really get tickets for like $20. Those days are pretty much over. I will also say, and and I'm sorry, I'm going to say this, and we'll move on. A pay-per-view is pay-per-view, so you pay per viewing of that particular thing. This is not what we're doing with the premium live event. I can go watch it right now; it would not cost me, and I can watch another show on that very same thing. It's not a pay-per-view. That's why they couldn't call it. They were doing it because there were a lot of fans who could not let it go. But they tried ever since the WWE Network came aboard. They tried to get rid of the pay-per-view title. They called it special edition for a couple months, and everybody complained. So they said, "Fine, we'll call it pay-per-view."
Well, now this premium live event started off with the men's Money in the Bank. And now I want to say we did a watch along, but we watched it while we were in here waiting for the show to start. And I say this much about this premium live event preview that we just seen. The winner of this Money in the Bank is Mr. Damian Priest. I was hurt LA Knight didn't win. Stop it. He wasn't hurt. Stop the mat and stop the drilling, stop the oil. Okay, this man, that's your guy, Scotty. You've been talking about Damian Priest for 3 damn years. Now he wins Money in the Bank and your ass on to something else. I tell you, wrestling fans are fickle. Okay, Damian Priest winning, despite the crowd seemingly wanting LA Knight. I asked this question
no seemingly, Mike.
No, I know. I just wanted to say
there was no seemingly behind that crowd.
When we were cheering for this guy, they were not. That's all I know. When we were cheering for LA Knight, they were not. Yeah! I know that because I was cheering for this guy and they were not. Yeah! All of a sudden he gets drafted to the main roster. Yeah! Now because he does this. Yeah! And you want to like him? Yeah! Okay, you can like him all you want to, but he didn't win. Yeah! That's a fact. The winner is El Hebro, Boleto, Casero, Damian Priest. Stephen, your thoughts on Damian Priest and this match in itself?
That was a tough one. I think I went into this match like many other people expecting LA Knight to win. Unfortunately, he didn't get the win. So I think that this was LA Knight's game. I think everybody kind of knew that. LA Knight or arguably Logan Paul. So I was disappointed for 2 seconds. And then, like you said, we were on this kind of just talking about the match. And this opens up a whole variety of possibilities. And plus, LA can get over without the briefcase. And Triple H said in the press that great things come to those who wait. So I don't think this takes anything away from any of the gentlemen in that match. And Damian Priest definitely needed it to become that main event talent that they see him as. So congratulations to Damian Priest.
I've never seen it in Damian Priest until the Bad Bunny match, which, for what it was. But it was something that I like looking at like superstars. Like when you see it's just something and it's a twinkle in the eye, you just see it. Yeah. And for me, it clicked with him back then. And it's easy to say, oh, I like this guy early, I like that girl late, or whatever the case may be. And that's fine. But for me, I look for, just because I like a wrestler and I want a wrestler to get over, I understand the landscape of the business. Can they get over? Can they be a star? Not can the fans like them, right? Because fans, again, are fucking fickle. Okay, so I was shocked by this. I thought LA Knight was going to match, but I also thought during the match we were talking about it live on there, I said, I kind of should have picked Priest. I should have known. He had the new robe on. The way the storyline has been going for the Judgment Day, I think it kind of makes sense. And it makes sense for, Executive Coach can tell you that he says he doesn't agree with this, but him versus Finn for that briefcase. And we'll talk about that because I thought that was very, very important. And we'll talk about that match later on night. Executive Consultant, your takes on the winner of the Money in the Bank match, because, fans are definitely fickle.
I picked Logan Paul to win this because he got thrown into the match. Before Logan Paul, we talked about this during that thing stuff I was talking about. Before Logan Paul was put in this match, my pick actually was Damian Priest. And I'm not saying that to say that, I know everything. I'm saying that, when he won the briefcase, to say, that doesn't surprise me. And it should not have surprised me. They've been very hot, you can tell, not from what you read. They've been very hot on Damian Priest ever since the backlash that you said. Damian Priest played his part. Damian Priest was not really a part of WrestleMania. Right, everybody had this big angle on WrestleMania. Finn Bálor, Rhea Ripley, as well as Dominik Mysterio. Damian Priest kind of took the back seat. Now, truth be told, I already knew about his match going to Puerto Rico because I had inside information. But at the same time, he played his part. He did not look like he was getting angry. He just did what he had to do, and then he kind of shot up and took over when he was feuding with Bad Bunny. That shined some eyes on him. He looks like a main event talent coming out of it. And it's interesting to see what he's going to do. Now, personally, I think he needs to go after the Intercontinental Championship when he turns babyface, since that's what's going to come. I don't think Damian Priest is a world champion that I can take seriously. And when I mean take seriously, his look is serious, but I don't think he's really putting butts in seats. And I will tell you the difference because I know the lines are blurred in 2023. But when we talk about the main event, you'll see what I mean when I talk about a world champion and an Intercontinental champion, because I think too many people, just because they're their favorite wrestler, want somebody to be a world champion. LA Knight is a great talent, right? Is he the long-term solution, though, or is he just riding his wave because everybody likes him? If he wins the champion, are we going to get the fickle shit that we just heard?
You're definitely going to get it.
And it's just really interested to see if he can do this on his own without the money briefcase. I don't think he needed that briefcase.
I think one thing that you could say about it, and we could talk about Daniel Bryan in that sense. Daniel Bryan, when he was red hot, the fans got really behind him, and WWE did have an issue with putting the belts on him. When they did, they saw that he could carry the company. So I definitely agree with you. Some of the guys that were in this match, and I think you said it yesterday, EC, on the prediction show, had no business being in this match. They were up for either the US or the IC Championship. The IC Championship is supposed to be the workhorse championship of the WWE. And that was usually back in the day the belt you won before you were pushed into the main event scene. So that being said, I think, like you said, Damian Priest has options. He can cash in on Roman. He can cash in on Seth. He can cash in on Gunther. So at this point, he has 3 viable options. Like more likely scenario, in my opinion, I will agree with you that maybe he should go for that IC Championship, win that belt, make it prestigious in his own way, and then go to the main event. That's exactly what Gunther is doing right now. They didn't hot rocket Gunther to the main event scene. They gave him an IC Championship run that's been historic in its own right. And we'll see what happens when he goes to the main event. But
we'll talk about that match momentarily as well. I don't see the comparison. I think that there's been 2 different trajectories between the two. One in Gunther earned his way in the ring, and the other one they tried to push his way with a storyline, more or less. So I think there's 2 different contrasts and their takes to that. But I do get the comparison. And after that, we got this stupid ass tag team match between Rodriguez and Liv Morgan, and damn it, Beauty and the Beast 2, Ronda Rousey, and Shayna Baszler. And then this shit happened. You see this travesty? This shit mockery? This is putrid. Why would she do this? Why?
When I'm telling lies.
I'm gonna be calm, executive consultant. Please explain this bullish on my screen, please.
You know what? I really wish that I could explain this. I was upset. Now everybody knows I'm a big fan of Ronda Rousey. I don't understand why the fans have turned on her the way they have. I will say the second run of hers is not as good anywhere near.
It's not
as her first run. Her first run was phenomenal. I don't know what's going on in the second run. However, I felt like this was the fresh break she needed to turn it around. Her and Shayna Baszler. I'm literally, and I was telling these two at the time, I got up to fix myself a plate because I was having dinner. I look over to my right on the TV. All of a sudden, she has her in the chokehold. I'm like, what happened? I'm like, did she actually bump into her? And then I looked at it. No explanation, nothing. Now, granted, it gets people talking, so I get that, right? But after just unifying the tag team championship, after trying to put it back on the map after it was gone for some months, what direction are we going here? The only thing I can think of, and we talked about, we'll mention it now, is Ronda Rousey possibly leaving. I don't understand it. Maybe Shayna's going to stay here and say, hey, I'm upset because the spotlight's always on you. I'm upset because every time we come out, your music's always the one playing. I'm upset because every time I come out for a singles match, your music's always playing. There's things that they might have, but we'll see how it goes. I'll reserve judgment, but right now, I'm not exactly happy.
I think personally when I watched it, I'm sorry, Mike, I know you were about to say something. I know personally when we watched this and we were like looking at each other, we were like, yo, like that was bullshit. And I truthfully, the more I sat with it, the more I started to like this. Because we've been, as fans, calling for Shayna Baszler to go back to being the Shayna of old, the NXT version of Shayna Baszler. That dominant force that literally, I believe she's a 3-time NXT champion, if I'm not mistaken. So for me, even if Ronda is leaving, that might be a 2-time, thank you, EC. Literally, even if Ronda's leaving, I like to see Shayna look dominant. I liked seeing that. I like seeing the turn. I like seeing the flip. And I don't know why it happened. There was really no reason, like you said, EC. But it leaves me curious to see what happens on Monday night. It leaves me curious to see what happens moving forward.
You are aware that Shayna Baszler has gone to this transition.
I waited for this.
I'm saying, I enjoyed it for me seeing shades of the old Shayna Baszler. I think the NXT version of Shayna Baszler came back tonight, and that's my opinion.
No, that's great. But but you couldn't do that without her doing that. That's all. Look, that's what I'm saying. Like she could be that badass Shayna Baszler, and people just they turned this because for whatever reason this second run is horrible, okay? And they turned her. This made zero sense in booking, and I again, it's not about going my way. This is about me being a fan of what happened because I don't like what happened. And I get what you're saying. We want to see that happen. She could be this badass Shayna Baszler that she used to be. I 100% agree with that. The question is everything that EC just said. How can it came out of nowhere? You just put these belts together. You just took them belts off them girls from NXT. They just had all this. This is why I tell people all the damn time, hashtag death to dirt sheets. Oh, she's going to go to NXT now. And, oh, yeah, of course, she's going to win the tag team titles. And they're going to debut those titles in NXT because they're going to be these unified tag team champions. They're going to take them everywhere. This makes no sense unless she is leaving, something happened. And I get that. That's business. And that's the business of wrestling that sometimes it's not for us to know. It's for us to find out later.
Here's what I'll say.
And that's what makes wrestling beautiful. But this is a sin mockery, and I'm sticking with it.
Here's what I'll say in addition to that. And just give me like 1 second. I think that trust the process. I think we've watched WWE in the past about 2 years.
You're still a Sixer fan that trust the process?
Trust the process. I think literally, I'll say that, right? I have learned with WWE that even if shit looks especially over the past 2 years, if shit looks like, oh my God, like they're doing something out of line and this is, makes no sense, just trust them, with the person that's there and whatever they got going on in that creative room, literally, they are putting on some of the best storytelling in all of professional wrestling today. So,
I cannot believe you just said, do you understand there is AEW strictly because fans trusted the WWE? Now, again, I've always stood on their side. I still stand there. Okay? This isn't again about me being right what I want, unless it's the business that something has to be going on more than just give them time to lay the story on and find out, because this makes zero sense for what they built. They're not in the business of building something and taking it away without having any reason for it like that, unless something that we don't know about transpired. That's all I'm saying.
That might be it. And I definitely Yeah,
I mean, not for nothing. Like I said, Shayna Baszler has gone back to the vicious side a few times. She bit ears. Somebody mentioned that. She was Mike Tyson out that piece. She won an Elimination Chamber by dominating. She injured Nia Jax to the point where she cried and never really was seen again, except for the Royal Rumble, a one-off appearance. She's done this a few times. Even earlier this year when she teamed with Ronda, Ronda said, "Where's the Shayna Baszler of old?" and stuff. So it's not like they haven't done a problem with it. Hold on real quick. I would love to see Shayna Baszler because she was my favorite wrestler for a while. In NXT.
She definitely was.
But right now, if she turns and she gets dominant again, right? And not to spoil things, because we'll talk about the match later, we have Io Sky, we have Charlotte Flair, we have Bianca Belair, we have Asuka. I don't know if there's a spot really for Shayna Baszler on SmackDown.
There's a spot. There's definitely a spot.
Create a spot for her. Like, I feel like if you're that good at what you do, you make the spot. And EC, you've said this before. If it makes sense to do that, then do it. My thing is, if Shayna Baszler has turned back to that side, how sustained was it? How sustained was it? At this point, we complained because this was something that you said. The tag titles, and this is what Fickle fans said as well, they were going to go to NXT. They were going to do this. They were going to do that. At this point, they didn't. And that's why most people were mad. The shock came because everybody believed that they were going to go over 1, 2, 3. As a matter of fact, all of us believe that. And now it's like, okay, where do we go from here? And EC, I do give you full credit for saying that Ronda might leave. And if this is what Ronda does to help Shayna on her way out, cool, I'm with it. At least make this to be a sustained transition back to the Shayna of old and not this stop-start bullshit that they do all the time. That's all I'm saying.
No, it's not that what you're saying I disagree with. It's just I disagree with the method of that being the reason for it being turned that way. I don't see that ever or at all in that. That was stupid booking. Something's happening. She's out of here. Somebody failed the drug test or pregnant. I don't know. Then we got the Intercontinental Tag Team title, the Workhorse title versus this guy.
Intercontinental Tag Team title?
Intercontinental title. Sorry, I had the tag title still in my mind. Listen, this match was completely overshadowed by this being the turn. So that's how less important these titles yet again has been proven in what Stephen was trying to say about the belts. But we're talking about Gunther versus the original bro. And damn it, Gunther is Gunther. Now, I like Riddle. I do. I didn't like this match. I don't know. This match, this was what my child would say. My daughter, my intelligent wrestling child, which is a female, by the way, would say, Dad, every third match is the bathroom match. This was probably the bathroom match of the night. But right in time you came back from the bathroom as Gunther won, like we all knew that. Drew returns and saves the day. And the press conference at the end of all of this was so great. When I continue to say hashtag death to dirt sheets, Triple H said himself, they would just talk on the phone and laugh. Did you see their story today? Did you see that story? Because all you WWE people who trusted WWE who left said, oh, he's coming to AEW. He's coming to AEW. And even Tony Khan would sit back and go, what the hell are they talking about? I have no gripes to this guy. I wish I could get Drew McIntyre, but he's not going anywhere. And so he shows up, Gunther versus Drew. We saw it in a three-way at Mania. I'm here for the one-on-one. Your take on that one, Stephen?
I agree with you about the match. I didn't really give a shit about the match, to be honest. I wanted to see Riddle get his chest smacked off, then 1, 2, 3, just pin him, get him out of here. I don't believe that he would have been a viable threat to Gunther. And I'm sorry, EC, I know you're looking at me. I literally take this match as Gunther was going to go over. We all predicted it. There was no chance for Riddle to win this one. But seeing Drew McIntyre come out, I think that popped the hell out of me because I'm a great, huge Drew McIntyre fan. And I want to see the one-on-one. I like the fact that he came back after extended vacation, as wrestlers do. So for all you people that thought he was going to AEW, haha. But I will say that it's going to be interesting seeing them feud. But my question is, what's next for Riddle? Because like Chris will tell you, I was here predicting that Randy Orton was going to come out. Imperium was going to get involved. And that's how big a fan I am. I am fantasy booking while pay-per-view is going on. None of that shit happened, but we got Drew. So I'm grateful for it. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed seeing Drew. I enjoyed seeing the Claymore. I enjoyed seeing him lift up that IC championship. It's just something about Drew. He is a talent that makes the title. So I'm interested to see where they take this.
Executive consultant?
First of all, I have a lot of gripes in this thing with you, Stefan. We don't insult Riddle here, okay? We are a Riddle friendly.
I would
have let Matt insult you. Don't insult Matt, okay?
That wasn't me saying insult.
That means I want to see that. What did he do to you that you want to see his chest get?
No. To me. When I walked into this match, when I literally was seeing this match on paper, I'm like, he's going to lose. He's going to get his chest back.
We all knew he was going to lose. That's not the question. My question is, why in the world?
For me,
why in the world? Who did Matt piss off? I got to ask him. Who did he piss off in this match? Because I knew he was going to lose, right? We all knew he was going to lose. I mean, I knew it, all right? It doesn't bother me.
He pissed me off for wearing those tights. How about that?
Why in the world did he lose that badly? He got dominated. I don't even remember him getting that many moves all except for a couple kicks.
Because he had those tights on.
And
anyway, I don't get it. Him losing you every time you talk. Him losing that match in that manner was downright disrespectful. Yes, they were in that place and everybody was cheering for Gunther. But there were a lot of us Matt Riddle fans who wanted to see him get some offense, and he barely got any. I didn't understand that. And then to be overshadowed. Yeah, I agree with that decision. You need to be booed. But then to be overshadowed by Drew McIntyre and he just rolls off the ring like he's nothing.
Oh yes.
I am making sense. Thank you for clapping.
No, I didn't say you're making sense.
I don't get it. I am confused by it. It makes absolutely zero sense to me. Now let's talk about Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre return. I am actually excited about because I'm a big fan of Drew McIntyre. I've always said he is definitely that person you want to bring in if you started a wrestling promotion. He has the look, he has the skills. He's Drew McIntyre. His presence has been missed. I still think he's going to heal and he's going to have to Seth Rollins eventually. But let's have that match with Gunther because these are two hard-hitting people. That match with Sheamus and Gunther, people still talk about this. That triple threat match they had earlier this year at WrestleMania was great. Now give me the one-on-one match between Drew and Gunther. I'm here for it. I'm ready for it. Welcome back, Drew McIntyre.
Then we got one of the triple main events, by the way. Cody Rhodes versus Dominik Mysterio. And I've seen that people say, this is a pointless feud. No, it wasn't. You have to have something that leads to a pay-per-view that's in between matches. This is wrestling booking 101. Insert next coming guy that's not that next coming guy to go against the guy who is right now supposed to be that guy and build something and see how it works. And I think it worked pretty good. Did you not see the way this man came to the ring? Like he was breaking one of them damn Westerns. He's out here, okay? He's ready to fight. And he has Rhea Thickley on his side. Did you see her looking like the wild, like cowgirl she was? But it didn't matter because we knew that guy, Cody Rhodes, was going to win. And Cody did win. And it was an okay match. And I tell you one thing, I thought Dom did his thing. I thought this match was good. I think it served its purpose. A lot of people, I included, thought that maybe Brock would interfere in this match, and that would be how this match concluded. But no, it's not how this match concluded. It happened 1, 2, 3 in the ring. And like I say, Dom put on a very good match. And he's going to just get better and better for this. And I just love how every time he goes for the 619, it gets caught. He never lands the 619. I love that. By the way, your take on this match, executive consultant.
Quite frankly, this match was a disappointment. I said that when they made this match, this was the person who gets the most heat in the company, arguably Dom Mysterio, versus the person who gets the most babyface heat in the company, Cody Rhodes, arguably. And I knew Cody was going to win. I said this last night, and everybody knows Dom's one of my favorites right now. But I thought that the match should have been a little bit more interesting. What I mean by that is I felt like Dom should have got a little bit more heat in the match. And now he plays the chicken shit heel. That's his role. That's what he should do. Hide behind Rhea and all that stuff. He did the whole 9 yards. But he should have got a little bit more offense. Cody kind of made it look way too easy, and I have a problem with that, right? Because, yes, you paid to see Dom get beat up. And, yeah, Dom should have taken the L. I don't deny that. But he should have cheated a few more times in order to make it look like he could possibly beat Cody Rhodes to become a little bit more credible. And he did not get that done. And I know Dom can go in the ring. And I know Cody knows how to put somebody over. So I was
a 74 in WWE 2K, right?
Huh?
You know he's like a 74 in WWE 2K.
Dom?
Yeah, you can't make him an 82 just because you want to.
He became a 74. Let's put it this way. The next 2K, he'll be a little higher. And the reason why that is when they made this game, he was just, like, let's just be real. You know what I'm saying? He was getting replaced in Survivor Series matches. So I'm just saying I was a little disappointed about this match. I thought it would be better. I know a lot of people thought Brock Lesnar was coming back. I already said it. Brock Lesnar was not coming back during this match. There's a few other people that people thought was coming in this match. Didn't happen. I tried to tell you, I tried to warn y'all, but y'all so stuck.
Not only are you a hot dog, a grandstander, a showboat, and a prima donna, but you're a liar too.
That's some damn dirt sheets do to you. Make you a liar. Stefan, your takes on this match.
I am probably one of those people that EC is talking about in terms of like wishing, hoping, and praying that somebody would interfere in this goddamn match. I didn't enjoy this match. I am a huge Cody Rhodes fan. I literally sat there in contemplation as he lost at WrestleMania. I literally threw up my hands in simultaneous what the fuck the next night when Brock beat his ass. So I think EC said this last night. He's been taking L's. He deserves to win this one. It would have been nice if Dom was given something from this match in terms of his character. It didn't seem to help him or hinder him at all. So he's right in the same place he was before. But I do think that the thing that was missing was something huge in this match. And I think many people predicted that Brock would have got involved somehow. And I think that went missing, at least for me. I personally would have liked to see Brock Lesnar come out, F5 Cody, and then we continue that into SummerSlam. But WWE has a plan for their, blow-off match. So that's something to look forward to.
I don't know what the hell he's talking about at all. He's supposed to be the executive one. Doesn't make him necessarily the smart one because I don't understand what is Dom supposed to do here, right? This is a throwaway match. They had a throwaway storyline to just what you call the filler match, but they made it look good. They made it look what it's supposed to be. Okay, could Cody have gotten more offense? I mean, less offense on Dom. Yeah, okay, sure, yeah. But I don't say that sways the match, but hey, that's the way it swayed for him.
Not for nothing. You sit here and you say that, but I'm just saying Rhea could have gotten more involved. But at the same time, I'm kind of glad Rhea didn't get more involved because I have other fans who are going here saying, I want Brandy to show up. Why is Brandy? I don't understand y'all. I don't get y'all way of thinking.
I'm sorry, I said that. I definitely said that. I know you're trying to talk to me. I said that during the match. When she got into Cody's face, I'm like, where the fuck is Brandy? That's exactly the look I had. Like, where the fuck is Brandy? What are we doing here? Missed opportunity. But we're not creating a Codyverse in WWE.
There's no missed opportunity for Brandy. She should never show up.
She needs to show up. If Pharaoh's on look,
there's nothing for her to have to show up for.
If Pharaoh is on goddamn WWE TV,
do you see this?
Brandy once. No,
do you see this?
I mean, I do see it. She looks good.
That's what I'm trying to say. It makes absolutely zero sense.
Zero sense.
No,
you want them to go everything at you every single time. That does not make a good show.
But what they did bring to us next, though, was according to Michael Cole, the GOAT, Jonathan Rodriguez, Tom Brady, Cena shows up with the best t-shirt he's had in 20 years. I need my towel. I need my hat. And he says, "Oh, London, I don't care what they think about you in the back. We like when you take over shows. Well, at least I do. And I think you should bring a WrestleMania here." And then Grayson Waller came out and said, "What? No." And they had a nice little segment. How'd you feel about seeing Jonathan Cena on the screen doing this review in London, executive consultant?
I mean, I'm marked out. I mean, it's John Cena. I won't necessarily say he's the GOAT. I think he's definitely in the conversation, and he needs to be in the conversation. If you don't have him in the conversation, I think there's a problem. That's just my personal.
He's definitely WWE's Mount Rushmore.
But yeah, definitely in my opinion. Definitely in my opinion. I was excited because, one, you had no idea he was going to be there. It surprised the hell out of you. It surprised me. That place was rocking when he came out, arguably just as loud, if not even louder, which is hard to believe, than 2 years ago when he made an appearance in Money in the Bank and you got Roman's face. It was phenomenal. Every time John Cena comes out, he shows that very few people know how to hype a crowd up. If anybody knows how to hype a crowd up better than John Cena, I was happy to see Waller come out. I forgot his name. Grayson Waller come out. I think he's also a very good talent with a great future. And it was great to see these two interact. I just thought it was a little too long at times, and I wish they would have cut it. And there was a few times, even like I said, I'm a fan of Grayson Waller, but at the time I wanted John Cena to say, "Sorry, kid, it's not working," and then just A him right then and there. But he didn't. He tried to still give Grayson a rub. I saw where he was like, "Hit me again, hit me harder," in order to get more heat. But like I said, it was good. Anytime you see John Cena on your screen, you get your money's worth. That's how I look at it.
No one's bugging, okay? You may like mustard with barbecue sauce on your hot dogs. I wouldn't call you bugging for that. That's what you eat. I love that Cena shirt. But hello, you're an 80s baby, maybe. I'm an 80s kid. Nothing's better than G.I. Joe. I digress. Your take, Stefan, on the return of what Michael Cole calls the GOAT.
I loved it. I'm marked out too. I think like he is like arguably one of the greatest of all time. What he does individually outside of WWE for all the charitable organizations makes him such an incredible human being. And he's fucking Peacemaker. Okay, he's Dominic Toretto's little brother that died in the new Fast and Furious movie.
We don't know if he died. Nobody's dead.
Died. There was no one to do anything about that. He was dead. Okay,
he's not dead.
Okay, fine. Nobody dies in the Fast and Furious franchise.
Nobody dies.
But he's back in the WWE at least just for tonight. And as usual, Cena puts over somebody, and he put over the England crowd, and he wants a WrestleMania to be in England. And I felt that needs to happen at Wembley. I feel like that's something that, and EC, I did look this up because I was born in the fucking year. SummerSlam 1992, Wembley Stadium was the last time that they had a major pay-per-view.
What's it? It was
at Wembley. That was SummerSlam.
It was the SummerSlam with Bret Hart and British
exactly. So
terrible SummerSlam.
Having a WrestleMania there would be
really showed those comments, bro,
for England. But I definitely love Grayson Waller. I think he's going to be such a great talent. He's on the main roster. We've been waiting for him to heal up so he can wrestle. He literally showed he's all fully healed up. So I want to see who they have him feud with, because John is not going to be back forever. If those of you thought this was not more than a one and off between him doing a film, you're wrong. John's not showing up on Monday or on Friday. This was just for the crowd, so I'm looking forward to see who
Triple H said in the press conference. He said, "I have nothing to do," which is, I'm sure, it's rare for John Cena. And I felt like that when he came out, like it wasn't planned. They just said he just said, "I'm in the area."
That's probably why they cut the Cody and Dom match.
I feel like that did because that segment took a while. And as I told my roommate Jay that they didn't have a Rhea Ripley Natalya match to cut this time, like they did back in Saudi Arabia. They told me to watch an unpopular review. Money in the Bank review show. I'm the executive consultant. That's Mike Knoxxx and Stefan. Please make sure you like, love, and share this to all your wrestling timelines and groups, and join us on all our shows all week and follow us on our.
Now, I say this about Grayson Waller. when he came out with Cena, the first thing I said was they love this guy. This is when you know the company believes in someone when you look at the amount of legends and superstars they put around him when he's talking. This man hasn't wrestled on the main roster.
No.
Okay? It kind of reminds me of the Randy Orton news report update.
Yes.
When those were going on, I said they love Randy because they're still showing him every single week. They love Grayson Waller, guys. I'm just saying.
Grayson has the vocal skills. He has the mic skills. And I'm telling you right now, because I've seen this man plenty times downtown. Matter of fact, we got into an argument. He lives his character. That's really how he is.
That's the best thing about professional wrestling to me is keeping it kayfabe. I hate watching people on Twitter and they all together. It's like it's dead. Kayfabe is dead. Some of the wrestlers do it, you know. And I know the older guys respect them for that as well. And then we got, to me, arguably, the match of the night. This shit blew my damn mind. Okay, first of all, we get Io Sky, we get Trish Stratus looking petrified. We got Zoe Starks, who, only my man Scotty wants to, go in the boudoir with her. I wouldn't dance with her at the club, I'll tell you that. Hey, we want some Bayley. Demand Becky Lynch. Boo, bring back Big Time Bex. And then we got the LWO being represented in purple and white. But damn it, all that aside, this shit was good. Okay? Now, earlier off air, we talked about, as we did, like I said, a little watch along. Talk about the men's match versus their match, and Stephen and the guys brought up, could have been a little sloppier, this and that. And I said, well, battle royals, matches like this, they can be sloppy. They're going to be sloppy. There's too many spots. I got to be careful. And one of the things we didn't talk about in the men's Money in the Bank was, to me, Stephen thought what a great save by Ricochet. I thought Ricochet almost botched that moment off the ropes. I think, I don't think it was supposed to fall through the table. I think it was supposed to be where it was, going to be a Spanish fly the whole nine. I don't like the way that Logan Paul was positioned. You can clearly see who the company gave two shits about during that move, because they didn't say shit to Ricochet, but both of the referees and the agents went to fucking Logan Paul like, are you okay, sir? You got 24 million YouTube subscribers. But in this match here, Trish Stratus looked absolutely petrified. Yes, she was beautiful. She was fine, but she looked as scared as hell, okay? And the spots in this match, I mean, one of the things I'm going to steal is like a consultant's line. He said it, but I'm stealing it. What world are we living in when it takes two legends, Hall of Famer futures, to do a double team move on Miss Zelina Vega? Lo and behold, she comes back from that double team move. We see why. And she puts Zoe Starks through the ladder almost. Like nothing broke during these matches, people. They're supposed to be broken ladders. They wasn't breaking them. Okay. They were taking stiff shots. This spot here with the handcuffs, I thought was great. Bayley turning. Not really. As we watched this, I said it is every woman for themselves. At some point, real competition amongst friends in a faction, you got to do some shit to win. And if you look at the press conference, she was there at the end of the press conference with your winner, Io Sky, the winner of this year's Money in the Bank. Fans wanted it. You didn't get LA Knight, but you got Io. Your thoughts on this, Stephen?
I loved it. This to me, and I like the word you use, arguably the match of the night, because these women went out there to prove a point. They went out there to show their talent. And yes, freaking Trish Stratus looked petrified as shit. But I have to give it to Zelina. Zelina with the freaking move off the top of the freaking ladder, and Zoe Starks and her just died. I loved every minute of this. I loved Io Sky winning. I felt like it was such a smart babyface move of her to do, and the right woman won. I think this advanced the storylines that were going. I think EC mentioned this yesterday. The storylines needed to advance coming out of this match, and they definitely did. Like Becky's going to continue feuding with Trish and with Zoe Stark. Bayley's going to continue feuding with Io, and that dissension is going to continue happening. And Zelina's going to do Zelina Vega things for the LWO. We don't know what the fuck she's doing, but that's the thing. At the end of the day, I enjoyed it. The right
pulling out a flip flop and whooping people's ass. Can we please have her stop bringing out the flip flop? They mentioned it. First of all, I got offended. Listen. You listen. I gotta go here. Okay, Stephen, they made it seem like in Backlash that only Puerto Ricans' mom pull out the damn flip-flop. I'm sorry, people.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all.
My mama pull out a flip-flop, a switch, a spoon, the stitching cord from behind on the arm. It don't matter what you got your ass whooped with. Stop making it it's a Puerto Rican thing. That's all I'm saying.
It was what was in range of your mother's hand at the time.
What was in range? Remote control.
If it was a telephone, she would have got.
You got hit with a telephone. Lucky your ass didn't get choked out with the telephone cord.
I'm just saying, I felt like, because I have Puerto Rican friends who have highly invested in the LWO for Zelina Vega, and they are highly patriotic. It's neither the flag or the chancleta. That's it. So
at the Puerto Rican parade in New York City, what music did they play the entire damn time? Hip hop. So I know. They played hip hop the entire time.
You ain't lying. I don't know, but I definitely feel like the right woman won. I definitely felt like it was definitely one of the moments of the night, and you could see how happy she was. You could even see, I felt like Bayley had a Sasha Banks moment when Sasha Banks put over freaking Bianca Belair. Bayley just looked up at Io and was smiling, and she wasn't supposed to be caught on camera, but she was. And it was one of the things that she mentioned in an interview yesterday, that she's here to put over talent now. She's done everything. The only thing that she wants to do now is put over Damage Control and make sure that they go on to do bigger and greater things. So she literally put freaking Io over tonight. So over her back. So that was tremendous. So
over her back, absolutely. Executive consultant. Your take.
I mean, we all knew Io was going to win. It didn't make sense for anybody else to win this match. We know Bayley is throwing people over. Trish was going to cancel out Zoe Stark, who's going to cancel out Becky, who somehow still found her way to weasel herself into the finish of the match. But that's fine, because the finish of the match I thought was very, very good and very, very spectacular. And even for a second, I thought Bayley was going to win. I don't like the slipper thing either. It's not believable to me. Like, that shit ain't hurting nobody. Like, get that shit out here. And the funny thing about it, Zoe, she took the few hits, then she grabbed it and she threw the shit out here and said, get that shit out here. So
you know why, don't you? You know why you don't like it. Tell me why you know.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black.
I don't like it. I don't like it because it's a shoe. It's not causing me any damage if I'm having adrenaline and climbing up a fucking ladder. That's why I don't like it.
Super kicking sneakers, but they performed 11 of them later tonight. We're talking about it.
We're gonna talk about that in a few minutes. But Io Sky was the right person to win this match, and I'm really happy for her. God, she loves her adulation. It's to me. I don't think people realize how much she just loves to soak in the crowd energy. But it was really, really good, really fun match. I think it was the match of the night from bell to bell. Anyway, I think it definitely was the match of the night. So shout out to them and shout out to those ladies. Great job overall.
And then that gave us to the co-main event, because when everybody thought that Cody and them was going to be the main event, in what world do any of y'all people live in where your tribal chief, okay, your tribal chief right there, you see him, the only one would not be in the main event? I'm just saying, what would y'all think?
This is one of the most disrespectful comments I've ever seen in my life. I just want to shout that out real quick. Go ahead.
That is crazy.
I love it. But the co-main event, which it should have been, I love the build up to this. Now, earlier I read the comment of one Frank Nitti, Delaware's own, who said, it was pointless of the Cody versus Dom. Well, you could say the same thing for this in the way you're using that. This wasn't pointless. The way this storyline was built, this was, to me, the best built storyline, not named the Bloodline, going into this pay-per-view. And this is the true testament of how great WWE does with building people. The same I said that about LA Knight earlier in the day. They will, Zelina Vega, we can sit here and rag on Zelina Vega all we want to, but they will make you cheer for somebody. People get mad at that statement. They hated Vince McMahon saying that statement. I tell you who to cheer. I tell you who to boo. That's the beauty of storytelling. That at any given moment, you can go from booing someone to cheering someone, from cheering someone to booing someone. That's professional wrestling 101. And they built this storyline real quick. Everybody loves themselves some Seth Rollins. Y'all, as soon as he comes out, I'm here. I gotta sit here, and I'm on a delay. I'm on delay, so all I hear is they're gonna consult saying, "Can you just attack them already?" They're not gonna stop. They're not gonna stop. They're gonna interrupt the entire show. There's nothing you can do about it. Just interrupt them already, because he's gonna stay there and just sit there, and I'm okay with it. Every single time I hear it. This match ended the way that it was not maybe supposed to end. We got the briefcase showed up. As we know, he won early in the match. He comes down. Why is he there? Duh. He wants to. Why would he not? He got a briefcase, right? Fuck him up in the head. Oh, am I going after Seth? No. What? Lo and behold, he looks like it attempted to be as Finn Balor's going to hit him with the coup de grace. He's running towards Finn Balor. Finn catches it, misses, and curb stomp his history. Your winner and still champion, Seth freaking Rollins. Your take on this, executive consulting on? What?
Muted.
I wasn't that thrilled with this match. I mean, it was okay. I mean, these two always put on a good match. I remember somebody kept saying, my roommate kept saying, this is 7 years in making, 7 years in making. I don't want to hear that anymore from these two. These two have had plenty of matches since that SummerSlam match. I don't think people understand that. Matter of fact, Seth went to the last pay-per-view to win the World Heavyweight Championship, PLE, by beating Finn Balor. Like, I don't think people realize that. So, I mean, these two don't have a bad match. They had a good match. I say it over and over again. I'm not a fan of the Money in the Bank anymore. I think that thing is past. It's been since 2006 now. Every year, then they added for the last 5-6 years where the women come out too, even though they cashed the same night. And they have the tease. I think it's just dated to me now. I mean, it's just Damien Priest wins it, and he comes out. Here he goes again. You know, let's add an element. He's come out. Is he going to cash? Is he not going to cash? I'm sick of it. I don't need to see it anymore. It's not a surprise to me anymore. And then the way they ended with Finn Balor's about to win the match, and then Damien just walks, and then that distracts Finn Balor to the point where now he's going to lose.
How is it not a surprise anymore? I'm just curious on that part on your analogy. Because you don't know what's actually going to happen, right?
Okay, so
now saying you're tired of seeing it, you're more entitled to that, and I'm tired of the concept of it as well. But if it's executed, anything about execution, right? Mm-hmm. Like Superman and Lois fans, people say, "Oh, they did Doomsday again." So what? How they execute? I haven't watched that yet. I have to watch it. But the thing is, when I say surprise, I mean because the tease. It happens so much. It's not a surprise that they're coming out. Austin Theory, when he won it last year, he was out there almost every single Friday and Monday after he's about to cash in on Roman. It was annoying, okay? And then finally he cashed in unsuccessfully himself. The year before that, Big E was always in a scene with Paul Heyman, giggling before he just cashed in on Bobby Lashley, and he called his shot. It's like years and years and years to the point where I feel like sometimes, and I felt like that was Austin Theory, where they just say, go out there and cash it in because they don't know what else to do with that because they already have a bigger time story for the world title. That doesn't involve you, Austin. It doesn't involve you. You're not going to win that championship. So go out there and lose to Seth Rollins so we can get it off you because we don't know what else to do with this Money in the Bank briefcase. I feel like the concept is David. It needs to be changed. Stefan, your take on this co-main event?
I am a huge Finn Balor fan, so any match season I try to watch intently, and you guys are my witness. Like while I was watching this match, I was not talking. I think I talked throughout all of the PLE, but not this match specifically. And I thought that the finish was bullshit. I hated it. I wanted to see a Damien cash in. I thought that if you were going to go for it, then go for it. And EC, I completely understand when you say you're sick of it. I think that you had such an incredible build-up to this match, and 7 years in the making. I thought it was going to be a war. I thought these guys were going to literally do something that I've never seen before, and they didn't. They didn't deliver in that sense. It was an okay match because these two are two of the greatest wrestlers in the world, but the finish, you basically use this match to push along the Damien Finn storyline, and Seth just moves on to the next person. So at this point, it wasn't really necessary to me the way that they finished. But like you said, Damien didn't need to come out there.
I don't understand why you think Seth Rollins was losing this championship.
Here's my thing, right? I'm going to say why, right? And I'm going to build a contrast because the women usually cash in same night. And I said this during the PLE. also. Women usually cash in the same night or on the Monday after. So my thing is, no woman cashed in. There was no woman to cash in on because obviously both world champions aren't defending on this PLE. So that left the men to actually do it. So I thought, hey, whoever wins, maybe they'll have them do that. Maybe that's how WWE will book it as a reversal. But didn't happen. Didn't make sense for it to happen. But it also didn't make sense for Damian Priest to even come out there.
But they wanted the tease that they
That's what I'm
always
saying.
do.
The tease didn't make sense, and I will agree with you because let Finn and Seth have their grudge match. I felt like it was the same underwhelming as Triple H and Randy Orton back in the day, where we expected these two to go to war. It's supposed to be this epic feud, and they're supposed to batter each other. And we got a normal match we could have seen on a Monday night.
Well, the thing with that is they have to book it being more than a normal match. Right. I thought that they did have, I like the way this match went. I like the way it was booked. I thought that Finn took it to him outside several times. I get the ending being the ending, and it's about progressing the storyline. And that's exactly what this was for. So I'm okay with how it ended, not because of the way that I wanted it to be. And again, I'll go with you a little bit on this one, Chris, when you say it's definitely not the first time they've battled since that time. The story was built like it was the first time. You know what I mean? Like going for that title. It's the first time they've gone for a world title since that time, and that's what made it that's what they focused on. You know, he took my title, he laughed at me when I won that title. Now I'm going to take something from you back in that sense. But it's definitely about who's next for Seth, right? I do think that maybe, just maybe, they could have pulled it for Finn, but again, we like you always said, we knew Seth Rollins wasn't losing that belt. We should have known Seth Rollins belt, but sometimes I love the suspended disbelief of being a wrestling fan and being an intelligent wrestling fan and just move on. But again, make sure you guys like, follow, and subscribe to this show. Do all those things and tell a friend and tell a friend. But we got the main event of the evening. I wonder where they got Civil War from. Jeez, I just wonder where WWE said, hey, let's have the blood. I don't know where that I mean, I'm sorry. Oh, this is the one they use. I'm sorry. Okay. Who will be the ones? You got Roman Reigns, your tribal chief, the end all to be all, the one who puts the food on the table and the one that takes it off the table. Be with me. I am your wings that lift you up. Here's the anchor that holds you down. And Brother Solo takes on the Usos, Jimmy and Jay Uso. I think Jay gets way too much credit and Jimmy don't get enough. I'm just going to say that. I hate when they say, well, one deserves an Oscar and the other one don't. Bullshit. I think they both did fabulous damn jobs during that segment. Give Jimmy his mother-sucking flowers, okay? So this match goes on, and we get faces like this from Roman because, you know, wrong answers only, you know, wrong hole. I don't know. Then we get the stack 'em, pin 'em moment we thought we were going to get. It did not happen. It didn't happen. That's what you saw at the end of the match because that happened. Jay Uso pins the tribal chief, Roman Reigns, for the first time in 3.5 years. And people, it's not saying much. The last person that beat him was Baron Corbin, right? So they had to make sure Baron Corbin couldn't have been the last person to beat him because, unfortunately, I think Baron Corbin's on his way out of the company. I hope I'm wrong in that, but that's what I think is going to happen. But damn it, the tribal chief lost, and look at his face. He is highly pissed the F off. Executive consultant, I'm going to let you have the floor. I know how upset you are. But again, we could have ran this back. Roman screwed Roman, despite being the only one. Your take?
You know, it amazes me, all you fake Roman Reigns fans out here who
fake? I'm sorry. I need to stop right there. Who you calling fake? That's like saying my hair is fake. No, it's not. It's like saying I wear fake Jordans. No, I don't. My title's behind me.
It amazes me how all you fake Roman Reigns fans sit here.
You're talking about those guys. Okay.
And just
those guys
revel in the fact that Roman Reigns was screwed out of a victory here too.
No one reveled in anything. This was heartbreaking. But again, you're not talking to me. I'm sorry. I'm taking it personal. I apologize. I've been a Roman fan since, you know, I don't know what. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And it's amazing how people cheer the fact that the Usos are just some treacherous people who betrayed their cousins. It's sad. They betrayed their cousins. They jumped their brother, right? They're disrespecting the wise man. It's amazing to me, and I listen to the first part of the song, and you'll see how I feel, because Roman Reigns has not gotten pinned in 3.5 years, and the Usos cheated to have this victory, and nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about the fact that turn that shit off. Nobody's talking about the fact that Roman Reigns was screwed out of the victory because they should have been disqualified because they hit him in the nuts. It was a low blow when they were doing when Roman was getting the 3 count, and that should have been an automatic disqualification. And even though Roman was taking the pin, he still took the time out to say "I love you" to his brother because he wants his brother to come back into the fold. And that's the kind of person my tribal chief is. It's terrible.
Stephen?
Here's another fake Roman Reigns fan. Go ahead, talk your shit. Talk your shit.
I'm gonna talk my shit. And I don't need a full screen to talk my shit. I've been waiting for this day for a very long time. I am a Roman fan. I love Roman Reigns. I wanted his ass to get pinned tonight. I needed that to happen. It was mandatory. It was mandatory. It was definitely mandatory. And for me, seeing Jay make that visual pin after 3.5 years of being mind-fucked by his cousin, I think it was well worth it. They came into this match with the odds stacked against them. We had Paul Heyman at the beginning of this premium live event tell us that Roman Reigns was going to kill his cousins. Flat out said he's going to commit a homicide at this pay-per-view. There was no forgiveness. There was no nothing. Complete homicide.
I don't think it was satisfying about this at all.
There
was nothing satisfied about this. This is a family divided.
It was fun. It was great. It was great.
It's a family divided.
It was incredible.
It's a family divided. You're like that fan at WrestleMania that had on all the Roman Reigns gear, and when Sammy and Kevin won, cheered.
Let me tell you something. When WrestleMania came around, and EC laughed at me, knowing how much I wanted Cody Rhodes to win, laughed at me. Today was the first day that I have ever known EC to shut the fuck up and sit there and have to, like Roman Reigns, digest the Tribal Chief's loss.
You are a fake Roman Reigns fan. No real Roman Reigns fan would have wanted Cody Rhodes to win.
You know what? I love Roman Reigns.
No, you don't. You do not love Roman Reigns. You wanted Cody Rhodes to win.
Oh my God!
No, we said that. If you want Roman to lose, you're not a Roman Reigns fan.
I'm sorry. I feel like I'm like Jay Uso, right? I love my cousin, but he's gonna catch these hands. He's going to catch these hands. It don't matter. If I'm tripping, y'all can give me these hands. If I need the word EC, will yoke me up too.
You know what? No, they be saying some shit some mid. You need to put down that homegrown. Okay.
We're not doing that.
You are smoking homegrown.
We are not.
You cannot be a tribal. You cannot acknowledge your tribal chief. Again, I'm saying this. In no way at all did I find gratification in the Usos winning.
That's
because that means that bloodline is crumbling and coming to an end. And that means, ergo, the greatest storyline in wrestling history. Okay? Just like one Charlotte Flair.
Charlotte Flair is the greatest women's wrestler of all time.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
So, no, you're not cheering for Roman.
Can I tell you where you're telling lies at? Can I tell you where you're telling lies at? I'm going to tell you where you're telling lies at.
Go ahead. You know nothing. All I'm saying is, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed Jay getting the visual pin. I enjoyed watching the Tribal Chief power shift. EC always talks about nuance.
I found it.
There was a moment in this match where Roman was sitting on his ass in the middle of the ring crying, and Solo was the one to step up and say, yo, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Why are you crying?
Homage to the great one right there.
Wonderful.
Listen, there's nothing wonderful about... Listen, there's a TV show that some people like, some people didn't like, called Empire. They have a song on the Empire soundtrack called Chasing the Sky. It says, if Bloods and Crips can get along, why can't we? Okay? Damn it!
You choked me out. Because you slapped me. Because you Superman punched me. Because you drive-by me. Because you kicked me in the face. That's why we can't get along. Fuck you in. There's reasons.
He tried to stack them, smash them, stack them, and pin them.
Look at that. Look at this man Solo. This match is over. He ready to go off and do what he does. And it didn't end there. Come on, dog.
But it ends there.
It did.
When I'm telling lies.
Right here is when you told a lie.
Charlotte Flair is the greatest women's wrestler of all time.
Well, when it's
That's
your
a lie.
show,
That's a
you
lie.
can say what you want to say.
That's a lie. Oh, I was told before. I was told before
on this damn show.
Oh, it's both of our show. It's both of our show.
Okay.
It's both of our show. That's no, motherfucker. Okay.
Okay.
I'm telling you, you're telling a lie. Charlotte Flair is not the greatest of all time. And I'm telling you, you're a fickle Roman Reigns fan, Stefan. You need not to try to acknowledge your tribal chief. Go ahead and be with Cody Rhodes when he gets suplexed for the umpteenth time by Brock Lesnar. Okay.
You would put Asuka over Charlotte Flair.
I would put Asuka over Charlotte Flair. Yes, I would.
Okay. Would you put Trish Stratus over Charlotte Flair too?
Not at all.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Would you put Bailey over Charlotte Flair?
I will be an argument, yes.
Would you put Monet is money over Charlotte Flair?
That would be a good argument too.
Hell no. Hell
Would you
no.
put Becky Lynch over Charlotte Flair?
No.
Yes.
Would you put Alundra Blaze over
Not
Charlotte
at all.
Flair? Okay. Would you put the Fabulous Moolah
No.
over Charlotte Flair? Okay. Nikki Bella?
No.
So you're just going with the 4 horsewomen being the 3. You have the argument debating with
The only person I will
Would
not.
you put Alexa Bliss?
No.
Over Charlotte.
The only person I will not debate is Asuka. I think Asuka is bar none the only other ones I can make.
You know why I can't give you
Asuka?
Because her titles in other countries don't count. So I'm saying that for. So I'm saying they don't count. And no, I would not put Monet over Charlotte. You're leave the dirt sheets alone. Okay. But this match, this story continues. And where does it go from here? Right? You see Roman's face at the end. He's mad. Okay.
The only way they can go is by having Jey Uso and Roman Reigns fight for the championship, in my opinion. And this is when Roman's actually going to win. Jay's not going to win this. Jey got the rub. I know it's shocking, but I think that's the only way they can do it. It doesn't make sense for Roman to go into a feud with somebody else for the world title by himself.
It doesn't.
At this point.
I think what I would
5
say
weeks.
I would say to that, I can see, like I mentioned this yesterday on the prediction show. Jay's going to get the visual pinfall tonight. Roman's going to win at SummerSlam.
Correct. That's where he said, I love you to Jay.
Exactly.
You need to come back home.
Exactly. So that's...
You need to fall in line.
You need to fall in line. This is beautiful. This is beautiful storytelling. And everybody in this deserves a fucking Oscar. This whole shit. The writers...
You deserve an Oscar for acting like you're a real Roman Reigns fan.
Well, you deserve an Oscar because you're the closest thing to Leon Lonnie Love, the ladies' man, the greatest Saturday Night Live movie of all time, in my opinion.
I love it. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it.
It's what I do. It's what I do. Okay? It's what I do. All right? Listen, man, what a night. Let's give congratulations to these champions that retained their titles. The return of Drew McIntyre, the winners of the men and women's Royal Rumble. To whoever makes the flyers for unpopular review, because I think we said Civil War first. But I'm not saying anything. But man, these guys deserve it. These guys deserve it. Seth Rollins, what's next for him? We say, who is next for Seth? We got Drew for Gunther. I think it's they run this. Would it be a triple threat at SummerSlam between 2 members of Judgment Day and Seth Rollins, or would it be
Melo? He mentioned Melo tonight in the press conference. He mentioned NXT specifically. He was asked about NXT, and this is just for those of you who stayed to watch the press conference. He mentioned Carmelo Hayes by name, and that's something that was teased when he did go down to NXT. So
Carmelo Hayes ain't getting no SummerSlam.
I mean, not a SummerSlam match, but that is probably what's.
He can get a match, on a Raw or SmackDown.
Exactly.
And again, if you look at on Raw in this sense. I know everybody likes Melo, and I cheer for everybody black. He's really fucking tiny. Jesus, he looks so small. When you're small to defend fucking Bálor, you're really fucking small. That's all I'm saying. He's like Petey Williams height. And as great as the Canadian Destroyer was, everybody steals from him now. Okay, arguably the greatest, one of the greatest moves of all time, the Canadian Destroyer. You first saw it was unlike anything in this world. I just think Melo is not that guy. He's just not that guy. Gargano's not that guy. This isn't AEW. This isn't MLW. This isn't your backyards wrestling federation where actual in-ring ability actually matters 100% over anything else. And guess what? Even in those backyards and those AEWs and those barnyards and everything else, storyline matters. It matters. It matters. It matters. It matters. If there's no storyline, there is nothing you're watching on TV today. It's like the farm leagues and any sport. There's a minor league. All that stuff is learning how to get here. Y'all thought Drew McIntyre was going to go to AEW after he went to TNA and worked his ass off to get back to the main roster? You thought you was going to see his ass in AEW? Come on, people. Come on, man. Come on. Overall, belt grade, I will give this a 4 out of 5. Seth Rollins' new world titles, which, by the way, the more and more I see that belt, that is one beautiful fucking beam footage of a title. When he had that thing at the press conference on the stage, I need that belt, but my first belt I would be buying would be that HBK Legacy title. I love it, absolutely. But I get this pay-per-view 4 out of 5. It did miss some things. I didn't get what I wanted, but overall, it progressed storylines. It was a great pay-per-view. London did a great job. I do not want to see a WrestleMania in London, personally. That's just me. I would go, though, if it was over there and get some damn good fish and chips and a couple pints. But overall, 4 out of 5 Seth Rollins titles for me. Taking consulting, where would you rank this pay-per-view? PLE, I'm sorry. Damn it.
Just a 4 out of 5 for me.
Stefan.
4 out of 5. Actually, 4.5.
4.5. I'm going to raise this thing.
You know what? Not for nothing. I'm sitting here and I'm looking through the Raw roster of who can fight Seth Rollins at SummerSlam, and I don't see it, bro. I don't see it.
I didn't understand.
Orton.
I didn't understand. It has to be that. Or, again, I never understood why Bobby Lashley didn't stay on Raw. Him getting moved to SmackDown with Theory and Tribal Chief Roman Reigns didn't make any sense to me. I thought he should have stayed on Raw. He had the better chance going after the world title. Him and Seth can run that back. And I just thought that would be the way to go. But
the only person I can see, and it's a long shot, is Dominik Mysterio.
I'd go Randall Keith before Dominik. I think.
God, let it go. Let it go.
I'm not.
I'm with him with that.
It needs to happen. I mean, Randy
Orton's got to be coming back soon.
Exactly. When he comes back, he's either going to feud with either Riddle or Roman. That's it.
Why not Seth? Why can't it be Seth?
Why not?
It doesn't make sense. He's been out for over a year because of an attack by the Bloodline.
Yeah.
He's going to come back and attack.
They forget that kind of stuff. They forget that.
If he's coming back as a heel, think of it if he's coming back as a heel. Seth Rollins is a face. So I can't see it happen. They're not going to send a heel after a heel. That's not going to happen. You know what I mean? So think of it like that in terms of that book.
You automatically assuming Randy Orton's coming back as a heel.
That's what I'm saying.
No one comes back as a heel.
If he's coming back as a face,
no one comes back as a heel.
I'm just saying, just think about it. They could. They have done nights where you thought they were going to be facing.
He's back as a heel. He's going to attack.
I'm not too far with Charmaine being wrong with that.
Oh, that's a possibility. I forgot about that. That's a strong possibility. That's it. Yeah. There you go. Good job, Charmaine. For once you made sense.
I'm sorry. Who cares about John Cena? I don't know. Like millions and millions of people.
Billions.
So, with that being said, Charmaine, you're out of here, y'all. See y'all next week. Peace.
Don't be a